In today's video, we'll explore easy steps that you can take to prevent theft targeted at travelers. You'll learn the best ways to protect your belongings, as well as some handy do-it-yourself methods to safeguard your belongings on your next trip. Start by choosing a covered luggage tag to hide your personal information. Think about it. When else, except on a luggage tag, would you have your full name, your home address, and your contact information readily available to the public? Lots could be done with this information if it were to get into the wrong hands. And then add the fact that you are traveling, which indicates that the address on this luggage tag is probably an empty home. This style of covered luggage tag is not much more expensive than an alternative that is going to have all of your information out on display. The next way to avoid theft while traveling would be to get smart and a little bit creative with straps, carabiners, and cords. You may not think twice about pulling your phone out in your home neighborhood, so it's a little shocking to know that having your phone snatched out of your hand by someone running by or on a motorbike is a major risk in some cities. I like to have a strap attached to my phone that I often clasp around my wrist. So even while I'm taking my phone out for a photo, I know that it's going to be secured to me. This will prevent someone from being able to grab it out of your hand, but even more likely is they won't even try, considering there are many other easier targets available. And by easier targets, I mean other people that do not have a strap. And since most phones and phone cases do not come with a built-in strap, an easy way to DIY this is to loop a strap or lanyard through the case on your phone at the base. This is what I personally do. It's good to know that there are also plenty of travel products that have built-in anti-theft features such as clips and straps that are going to help prevent pickpocketing. I'll link to some of the products that I use below. But don't feel like you need to invest in any fancy or expensive travel gear, as there are quite a few effective do-it-yourself methods that you could use to secure your belongings instead. You can use a combination of straps and carabiners to clip your valuables to you. For example, a carabiner clipped around your belt loop and attached to your phone or wallet in your front pocket is going to be quite secure. You could also use a small combination lock to secure the zipper on your backpack. Pickpocketers are pros at slipping into backpacks and purses, especially in crowded areas. Money, passports, and devices can go missing very quickly. Consider wearing your day pack, which could be a backpack, a fanny pack, or even a sling, on the front of your body, more difficult for them to access completely unnoticed. That drive-by technique that I mentioned earlier, where a phone could be snatched right out of your hand by someone driving by on a motorbike, can also be used to grab bags. Bag straps, especially those with a single thin strap, can also be cut by a thief that often pulls up behind you very quickly, cuts the strap, and makes off with your bag before you even know what has happened. One way to prevent drive-by theft is to walk against traffic when it is safe to do so, so approaching vehicles are visible and you keep your bag on the side of you furthest from the street. By walking against the traffic where you can view all of the vehicles coming at you, it's going to make you a more difficult target for a thief. It's much easier to sneak up behind someone, so by virtue of you being a more difficult target, you may not be targeted at all. This is also going to help you with safety because often for these drive-by stealing scams, the vehicles have to get very close to you, which can be quite dangerous. Placement of your valuables while in restaurants and bars, as well as at sporting events or concerts, is also very important. Most petty theft is not going to be some well-thought-out crime scam, but more often theft of opportunity. You'll want to avoid tempting anyone by keeping your valuables tucked away. So for example, if you are at the restaurant for dinner, do not have your phone sitting out on the table. Keep it hidden away. It's also quite nice to not have your phone out on the dinner table. You will also want to avoid hanging your bag on the back of a chair or keeping it under your seat. If you do this, consider securing the straps to the chair with a lock or even placing the straps around the chair leg so someone would not be able to easily grab it. I'm often only carrying a small day pack with me, so if I am at a restaurant or a bar, I like to actually keep it on my lap. This makes it much more difficult for a thief to grab my bag, but also for someone to stick their hand in and steal anything out of my bag without me being aware. It's also good to acknowledge that as a traveler, especially at tourist destinations, you are going to be a target for theft. And then there are certain situations during your travels where you are going to be at an increased risk. There are specific situations that make you a more attractive target for theft, such as when you leave a bar at night or directly after withdrawing money from an ATM. Use ATMs inside of bank locations. Always be discreet when entering your PIN and put your money away immediately. These tips will also help you avoid ATM scams, since it is more difficult for someone to tamper with an ATM in a well-lit bank location than a standalone ATM on a side street. And even if you do all of the research and fully prepare yourself to mitigate theft, there is still a chance that it will happen to you. And in the unfortunate situation where it does, there are certain things that you can do to limit the damage, which would include only carrying the essentials inside of your wallet, and not just in terms of the amount of money that you're carrying. Before leaving home, consider emptying your wallet of everything except the absolute essentials. You do not need to carry every credit card, ID card, bus pass, gift card, and library card that you own. Only take what you truly need. You also likely do not need to carry US or Canadian dollars if you are traveling internationally, since the local currency, such as euros in Europe, is what's going to be most common. One exception is that it would be a good idea to have just a little bit of emergency US cash. This is often universally accepted and may help you out in an emergency situation, unlike my Canadian dollars, which are quite useless outside of Canada. A few other things that you can do to mitigate the potential damage of theft include enabling Find My iPhone or similar tracking features on your devices, ensuring that you have a passcode set up on your phone and your laptop, especially if you have things like autofill in place for your accounts and your credit card details. Frequently backing up your files and photos to a cloud so they are not lost with the device is also a good idea, and then even consider using a banking app that will notify you anytime a purchase is made with your credit card. Thieves work very fast, and purchases can start being made well before you even notice that your card is missing. Another major threat for travelers, and one that we should be taking just as seriously as physical theft, would be cybercrime and things like juice jacking at the airport. Stay tuned for a video with simple and easy ways to protect yourself while abroad coming soon. In the meantime, you might want to check out a video that I recently made linked down in the description on 3 major mistakes you could be making at the airport security line. One of them could have you with a broken device before you even board your flight. Thanks for watching. My name's Megan, and I hope to see you subscribed so you can join us back here for weekly travel tips and hacks. Safe travels. Bye.